Hello, it's Railway Russ here again, and we are carrying on our mission to cover some of the, well, all of them eventually, of the heritage signalling simulations by PC Rail. On this video we're looking at Castle Cary, or is it Castle Cary? I'll say it's Castle Cary. Right, this was produced by Rob Roterdink again, and released through PC Rail in November 2013, so it's coming up to 10 years this November. It's been out quite a while. So basically, let's have a look. The evaluation starts at 15:11, time runs for a couple of hours, and the timetable is based, well, have a look. Doesn't say so. Local information, locking details. Alright, okay. So the timetable, I'll have a look on that. I'll look on the properties. There we go. We've got so it's basically, I think, a weekday in June to September. The timetable is covered in 1954. Right. It also covers about the banking engines there, which aren't used on the heritage ones. They're now introduced on some of the modern type simulations. We've got the locos at the back, but not on these so far. That may improve or may be added at some time in the future, hopefully. Right, so let's have a look at the layout. Castle Cary, it is on the Great Western Railway. The station is still open. None of the sidings, of course, have gone on the loops and everything, and the line to Weymouth, which the junction here, the line to Weymouth, is now a single track. So we've got London to the left. We are working to Bruton, and that is, if you look in the information, that's about 3.5 miles away. So at 60 miles an hour, it's going to take 3.5 minutes. And going to Weymouth, we're working to Sparkford, which is 5 3/4 mile, and then the down Taunton, which is down Taunton and the west, and we're actually working to Charlton Mackerel is the name of the place. That is, it's just over 7 miles away. Now there are 2 intermediate locations, and there was boxes there, but there was only switched in as required. One at Halford, one at Cainton, Mandeville. Yeah, I don't know if that's pronounced right. Somebody will let me know. But so for the purpose of the simulation, these 2 signal boxes are closed. Also, we're working to Charlton and Mackerel. Right, so we've got 3 sets of double sets of block units. This is the belt of Bruton, up and down block, absolute block. Charlton Mackerel on the Taunton line, so they're called down and up Taunton, and on the Weymouth line to Sparkford, we've got the up and down Weymouth. Right, so let's I think that's everything there. We'll cover the clearing points, some of the signals and the sidings as we go along. If there's any large pauses where there's nothing happening, or we're waiting for trains to arrive, especially on this direction from the up Taunton, if they're stopping at all these stations, it takes quite a while. So let's start it running. I've set the options. I've got skill level. Oh, better slow that down a bit. I'll set that to 5 real time. I've got no late running on or anything nasty like that. Block bells are set to menu, just so it's easy to look at. I've turned the lever descriptions off. If you want those on, click in configuration and tick that box. I find this sort of get in the way. It might be useful to start with because it gives you the description of what the lever does. Right, let's start the ball rolling, or start the earth revolving again, and we'll go from there. So our first train on the evaluation timetable, which I say starts at this time, is Class 1 down Main to down Weymouth. So it's coming along this line, stops at the station for 2 minutes, and it goes down to Weymouth. So I'm going to change the points ready for that, which is 59. Now this junction is flank protected, as you would expect, meaning we can't clear 60 if 59's normal. Obviously we got a conflict there. Basically, if you've got a train coming on the up Weymouth and one train overruns the signals, if the points are set in that position, they'll go straight in the side of it. Whereas that position, they'll just carry on out of the way, safe and out of the way. Notice 59's got this catch point arrangement as well. So when you change the points, the catch points are set for the main line, and when you change the points for the Weymouth line, the catch points are set for derailing anything. Right, back to the bell. Let's accept this class 1. We can do that. All the clearing points are marked as per usual with the copyright little C symbol. So on the up main, anything beyond those points. Now we can't move 15. We could actually move them in real life, but it's not allowing us because that's within the clearing point. So if you know you've got a train using the down goods loop, it's better to put those points in the right position first. If you don't do that, there's no big deal. You can just stop the loco or train at 213 bracket signal. Once it's come to a stand, you can then infringe your clearing point, and so then you'll be able to change the points. Right, I'm not going to offer this train on as yet because, I say, there's plenty of running times in between the locations. So let's have a look at what we've got going from left to right. I'll do the down and up at the same time. Right, so we've basically got two goods loops, one on the up and one on the down. The down extends into the down goods line as such behind the station. So you've got crossovers in and out. You've got a limit of shunt on the down goods loop to allow you to move down there. There's no way you can come out of that way. There's no reason to. There's no crossover, which is unusual really. Great Western Light, plenty of signals and points. Of course, if you noticed with them being Great Western, the signals go the wrong way. Well, when I say the wrong way, they're not actually wrong way. You're normally used to upper quadrant signals. Great Western, of course, they have to be different, so the signals was lower quadrant. Having said that, the Midland Railway originally had lower quadrant signals as well. So we've got some of these goods signals. Anything on the goods lines used to have this white circle on the arm, as you can see, 16, 14, 39, 30. All specific to goods lines. That was the indication of the Great Western. It was a good signal. The ground signals as per normal. We've got top stacked ones there. So you've got top left, bottom right. 23 will take you up to the limit of shunt on the down goods, and 22 across this crossover into the down siding, which goes off the layout. Right, engine section for that class 1. So I'll acknowledge that, offer it on using the spark for bell. Is line clear for class 1. Now we can clear the signals. The distant number 1 will only apply for the down main to down Taunton line. So we can clear 2, 3, bracket 6, 7. I'll try to show you the distance. Yeah, it's definitely locked. It will be in the lock-in information as well if you need to check that. Always, of course, I forgot to mention, have a read through the local information. You've got a bit of introduction, you've got a history, any changes from the simulation or adaptations from the real life one, where you can stop, timing locations, length of the sidings, fringe boxes, and it also covers about the boxes being closed. So yeah, there's not too much there, so it's quite worthwhile reading. Right, looking at these coming along here, so we've done the goods loops, we've done the down goods, which obviously there's two ways you can go from there. You can go back onto this down Taunton, or if trains are going on the Weymouth line, they probably go up to 25 and across there. We've got like a double slip arrangement there with a crossover through it as well, 21. There's the position of the signal box, and on the upside we've got a dock siding, goods shed, the upsiding which again goes off the layout. All these are self-contained, all fully signalled. And then coming out the yard we've just got a crossover single slip arrangement, and then there's a up refuge siding on the up Weymouth line and a crossover there. So we're looking at these signals 48, 50, 24. 48 will be coming into the up platform, 50 will be going into the down main up to 49 signal, and 24 will go across into the down goods. And this bracket, these ground signals here, they'll be doing the same. 52 into the up platform, 53 into the down main up to 49, and 27 up to 23 and 22. We have got some, notice we've got a signal there, 72 and 75. These are calling on signals, so if you've got a train ahead of the signal, the main arm will be locked, but you could get the calling on off. I'm not sure why these are included or used. Must have been a reason for that. Great Western don't like, well, they do look at lots of signals, but there's probably a reason in that, as we could see later on in the timetable. 33, of course, is the Great Western backing signal, so that would probably apply for quite a few routes. Going into this down goods, going on to down Weymouth, and even the down Taunton, and across into this dock siding goods shed as well. So there's quite a few routes from that one. It would have had probably a route indicator on there as well. These was again another feature added later on. Right, anyway, as you can see, we've got a light engine right behind this one, and he is going retaining from AE, which is assisting engine duty, and it's going into the downsiding, which is this location here. So I'm going to put 2 back. Should be able to change the points now the train's gone past 15, and send out a section for that one. No doubt he'll offer that one straight away. So that's 2, 3, light engine. Is line clear on the down main. We've got it clear up to this one because the points are set, if you remember, except that one. And the passengers just come to a stand on time, booked for 2 minutes, stock. As I say, if there's any large gaps, nothing much happening, I'll try and cut those out. You'll see a little clock speeding away in the corner, just so you know I'm editing it or speeding the time up a bit. Otherwise these videos are long enough as they are. I don't want to waste time sitting there when nothing's happening. And of course with this box being 7 miles away, and you've got stations in between, it takes quite a long time, 20 minutes or so from that direction. 3 can go back, not looking at that. Right, so that's everything all set up for that move. We've covered everything. Yeah, I'll have a look at these 72 and 75s, these arms. They'll be in the locking details. So let's go down. 72, here we go. So you need 77 on, 36 normal, which is obviously those points. Calling on, caution. Yes refers to call on, yep. Right. Yeah, I'm not sure why you didn't use, probably the main arm will be locked. I think there's many track circuits here as well, but I'll say that'll be under local information. Running speed is about 70 approaching the station, then I know it's slowed down to about 60 miles an hour over the junction. So we'll have a quick look at what's coming our way. So I've got that light engine goes into downsiling, so basically just goes beyond 23, 22. Well, you could do, there's various ways you can get in there. Of course, you could actually come right down behind 28 and then go that way. But right, we've got a class 2 offered from Charlton Mackerel, which I can accept. Again, the clearing point on these lines from this way, I know I covered those two, are the inner ohms. We've got an outer ohm 81 and inner ohm 80, and 84 is an outer ohm and an inner ohm. So if we've got two signals, that's quite handy because we can always accept a train when we've sent out a section as such. This allows trains approaching the junction basically at the same time. We can always accept a train. It doesn't affect any movements in and out the goods shed and docks signing as well. Right, he's left the station. Just accelerating away. Now, if you notice this, I'll just give entering section for that one. That's entering section from Rutan for the light engine. I have to wait for him to come down to about 10 miles an hour and signal that peg to peg, or signal to signal, using so there's lots of terminology which you probably found on the railways: ground signals, dollies, shunt signals, there's all sorts. It's always been full of different terminology, and through different periods of time as well. Right, let's still occupied that circuit. So I'll wait for that to clear before I put 7 back. I have to drop the signal down. This chimney there, it's gone past it now, so we'll get now I've still got 6 off. That's very remiss of me as well, so I'll put that one back. Now this class 2, if you notice, it does terminate here and it doesn't arrive till 15:45, and yet we've had this one offered, oh, what, 20 minutes? Well, it'll be 20 minutes from the time it gets here. He's only offered it a few minutes ago. We can find the exact time in the train register. There we go, 15:22 accepted. So he does terminate here, but it's obviously going to take a long time to get here, so I might have to skip a bit of time there for that one. And the reason is because he stops at all these stations. So when he leaves Charlton Mackerel, we will get train intersection for that, but then he's got to stop at Knighton Mandeville, or Kyneton Mandeville, and Alford as well. Alford's the nearest station to us on that line. And we've got some instructions for that one, how to shunt it. Shunt to down goods at signal 23 before the arrival of 1B91. Run the engine round. Right, it seems complicated, but it just breaks it down. So all we need to do is, once it's terminated, is running behind 48, 50, 24. There's not enough room between those and those. I think there's only 4 units, and again, that's in the local information about that. So we can run him with these points set. It's best to do that so it's not conflicting junction. You'll see that we'll do this later on, and then basically runs up to 23, uncouples, runs round, pushes it back into the down goods loop, and then into the station. And I say it does depart from here. I think that's the one. Yes, at 16:25. So not a lot of time. We've got 35 minutes or so to perform that. Right, meanwhile we've got this this light engine coming towards us at 40. Should be slowing down. Again, you can see this one, it'll show you all the stations when it's stopping and braking and accelerating and whatever. Do 1528, so he's not even leaving there till another 2 minutes. Right, he's now slowing down. A cautioning train, sometimes you need to caution trains, sometimes you don't. Again, it's in the local information. Was it unlocking details? I think it's in locking details actually. Here we are. There's exceptions, well, exemptions should say, not exceptions, for cautioning rules. Normally if there's a stop signal ahead, you have to caution at the signal in rear. If the stop signal's at danger, of course, you can't leave the signal off as it's approaching in case the driver gets carried away and accelerates. Signal 79, this is coming this way. Caution is not required if the train is to terminate at Castle Cary station. Right. So yeah, probably best to have a print that out and have a look at that. If you don't caution a train when you're supposed to do, it'll just you get a little window come up and give you a telling off. I'm actually going to excuse me, turn that skill level up just to 6. Right, so looking at the timetable, got a class 1, that class 2 is coming in. Right, it's slowed down enough now, so we need 13 signal for the loop. Outer section from Sparkford for that class 1. And train into section from Charlton Mackerel for the class 2. No need to clear any signals at all for that one. We've got quite another 17 minutes. Right behind this class 2 passenger, we've got this class 9 freight, local freight. He does stop there as well to Charlton Mackerel, so he doesn't arrive till 1602, and he actually terminates in the goods loop according to that, which is obviously in this section here. Now there must be yeah, we think we use another loco, which will be this one, which is actually this one what's arriving now. He comes out the downside is later on to perform that shunt duty. 13 can go back. It's just trundling down the down goods. Now the line is now clear to the clearing point, so I'm going to send out a section to Bruton. We could put the points back as well. Right, he's now slowing down, so again we can use the shunt to command, which is always handy. I highlight the train, right click the mouse, shunt to 23. One of those signal numbers will be listed. The other way you can do it, of course, is to use the train control window as well. After highlighting, the train, you highlight the train on train's information, click on train control. There's not a lot you can do with a lot of these. If in the class 2, all you can do is locate it. So the right is slowing down. Put 14 back. It's now held at the signal. Points 20 and the 22 to go inside, then the siding. The class 9 has appeared on the train's information window as well now. say he can't go anywhere because he's following this passenger. Got to get this passenger train actually here before an outer section before I can accept that class 9. Now if you noticed, we've got geographically, we're sending train outer section when a train's in the down goods loop. We've not actually seen the tail lamp because the signal box is here. He wouldn't have seen the tail lamp. So there is telephones usually provided at these locations for the guard, or in the case of a light loco, the second man or fireman, he would get out and ring the signalman. Sorry, using modern terminology. I must stop that. So yeah, so he would tell the signalman it's complete. Then he could send train outer section and accept another train if necessary. 22 can go back. I'm going to leave 20 points because I'll need those later. Right, so where we got the passengers now at Kenton Mackerel. Oh, Mandeville, not Mackerel. It's Charlton Mackerel. Kenton Mandeville. Right. Right, I'm going to wait for that one to be offered. This class 1, which is down Main to down Taunton. So I can set the points for that. So we need 59 back to normal. Right, I'll speed it up a little bit there and come back when something's happening. Just a quick update, nothing happening too exciting. We've got this class 9 is now stopped at Charlton Mackerel and is due to depart at 15:45. The passenger is just arriving in Alford, which is the next station down the line. So when he leaves here, it shouldn't be too long before he arrives. 15:39. So I'll pick that up again shortly. Right, we've got class 1 offered from Bruton, so we can accept that. This is the 1C10, 13:30 Paddington to Penzance. Now, if you notice, there's no arrival time, and that's his departure or passing time, which is 15:46. So again, we can wait till train entry section before we offer that one, and then get the clear signals. Now we've got this class 2 passenger train coming in, as is booked to stop at Castle Cary. I don't think there's any need to caution this one signal to signal, so I'm going to clear the signals. Now it's still accelerating, so this track circuit B1, the green approach track circuit, must be quite a distance, so it's actually still accelerating from the station. As you can see, that speed's going up. Anyway, let's clear the signals for that. If I do get a telling off, I'll blame you. So anyway, we've got 84, 83, 79, and that's it. That's all signal into the station, and then he terminates. And there it is, train intersection acknowledged. So we go on to the Taunton line bell, which is this one, Charlton Mackerel, and well, we don't call attention because I've not got my bell set to that, so it's just his line clear for class 1. Right, we've got a line clear on that. Let's get the signals off. So it's straightforward, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1. Very logical sequence of pulls, which is nice. Great Western tend to do that quite a bit. Of course, the other way, you've got 2 lines coming in, so you'll get 84, 83, then to go to 79 as we've got the ones in between off the branch. Right, we've got this passenger train coming in, and then we've got a little request from the yard. Can we accept this light engine OL5? Yes, of course we can. 84, 83 can go back. Let's get this one out of the yard. So I'll just, where does he go? Shunt to signal 70, so he comes out of the yard, goes across here and stops behind there, following 9P42, but before the arrival of 2B71, which is checking that, that's one off the Weymouth line, terminate in upwards loop and attached to the wagons. Right, so it's basically like class 9. Right, let's I'm going to put 79 back. We could we should send out a section for that one. He will offer us this class 9 as well, which we can accept. Light engine is just drawing down the down goods, so I could put 16 back. Can't bring him out yet because I've got this class 1 thundering through. 70. I think he does slow down in a little while. There we go. He's already changed into 5Z01. That was quite quick. So shunt to down goods. And that's training to section for this class 9. Again, he's going to take 70 minutes to get here. So one can go back distant. There. I'll do a train intersection first, and then down here for intersection. Right, so we can put 4 back. I don't know if I mentioned that, but 4 is obviously for the down Taunton, 6 is for the down Weymouth, and 40 is a smaller shunt arm to go into the down goods. Right, 5 can go back. There's nothing else. Just check is there anything else on the down main. We don't nothing till then, so plenty of time. Right, let's get this one out. So it's 21 crossover and 17. I will use the shunt 2 again for 70, so he doesn't go all the way down to the starting signal. And then we can get this empty coaches stock out of the way. Shunt to 23. There's no way we can, there's no crossover this end, otherwise we could draw it that way and go across. So we've got to go behind this 48, 50, 24 signal. Alright, 17 can go back. And the points, I'm going to change the points for the Weymouth line to do the shunt, but I need to wait till he's gone over 59 at that end, which he now has. We need this crossover 38. Just check the route. Yeah, that all seems to be okay. And then we'll use 33. I'm also going to use shunt 2 on that as well and stop it behind 48. Right, so that light engine, he just waits down there now until this class 9's come in. He can then follow it as close as possible into the Upwards loop, but before the arrival of 2 Bravo 71, otherwise this train will be in the way. So not too tight, but you need to be aware of these little moves. And the notes are fairly good. Tells you what you need. Even this one look old at signal 5. Well, it's signal 5 is a section signal, so he's obviously waiting for the previous train, which Will be that one to clear. Right, we've got another class 1 offered on the down main, and that is going to down Weymouth, so we need to get this one out of the way fairly quick. I'm just sat here doing nothing. 33, well, I could put 38 back, 21, and then the signal to back in should be 24. There. Yeah, there's plenty of time. He's got another 11 minutes before he's due to arrive. Right, so obviously we've done that before the arrival of 1B91, which is that one. Run engine round after departure. Right, so we can uncouple the engine, run it behind 1439, wait for that passenger to go on his way, and then bring him down behind the signal and back onto his train. Then the train reverses up to the limited shunt, and then he comes out later on and forms 2P08. So I probably have to we'll have to describe that one once he's in the station. Right, let's get these back. So 24 can go back, 21, and he's held at 23. Now I can uncouple the locomotive. Let's put 20 back, otherwise it'll end up in the downside. Uncouple. I'll just leave it at OZ01. Right, let's clear signal 23. Now, it's probably, if you want to be adventurous, you could actually run this light engine in front of this passenger train. You've probably got time. I'll leave that for you to decide. Outer section. Right, that's on the down Taunton line. Right, let's just have a look at what's happening. This train's, oh, it actually stops at Bruton, so it'll be a while before it's sent in entry section for that. Oops, clicked on the signal. You know, I'm going to be a bit, I'm going to take a risk here and run this light engine round. Oh, why is it still moving? Oh yes, I didn't use shunt 2 command, did I? Oh, that's why. It's running down the loop right to the end. I should have used the shunt 2 command. That's what happens if you don't. It's just a bit more inconvenience and time consuming. He's due to depart in 2 minutes. I might get in trouble with the inspector if I start doing things like that. You can actually change the direction of that light engine. Like I could actually put reverse, and he starts coming back, and he will then stop at the signals. Well, 3 minutes in the station. Right, let's just check where we are with everything. That's class 1. He's stopped at. This is the light engine. OL50 is stood down there waiting for this freight train to arrive. I hope he's not too long. Oh my, no, it's okay. He's gone on the Weymouth line. Thought he'd be in the way. Here's the freight train arriving now. And we've still got this light engine coming down the down goods, because he went further than I wanted him to. So I have lost a minute or two there. It would be a bit foolhardy, I think, to try and run him. Oh, we've got another one appearing. Right, so this is 2 Bravo 71. or 2B71 on the Up Weymouth line. Again, the clearing point's there, nothing's in the way, so we can accept that. You can see roughly the running times. It's going to be another 14 minutes before we get that to arrive. And we've got train intersection for that class 1. So I'm not going to run this light engine in front of it as I thought. If I'd have stopped in behind the signal, I'd probably gain a few minutes. Anyway, better put 41 crossover back. That's all routed through there. I can now... Let me keep an eye on this freight train. Where is he? Oh, yeah, I'm going to bring that one. Although he's booked to terminate in the Upgoods loop, I don't think we have to actually caution that. So I might try that. Anyway, this class 1, we need to get this offered on. So it's on the Weymouth line. That's Sparkford Bell. Is line clear for class 1. And we can clear those signals. So we've got 2, 3, 6, 7, distant, not applicable. Where's this goods train? I might try, I might risk that and see what happens. So it did mention about trains terminating in the Upgood, so I'm going to get the point set for that, and I am going to try it. That's 84, 83, 79 and 46. We'll see what happens. So in the track circuit F3 we've got this ECS, and that light engine is waiting now at 39 to drop through the platform when this class 1's gone through. And when this freight train's past this crossover, we can also run this light engine down behind it to couple onto the back. What happens to it then? Right, so 9P42, which is this one, forms 9L51, and 9L51 is this locomotive, and it goes downsiding via signal 48, which is this one here. So he comes down here, across there, behind 48, then straight into the downsiding, and that engine must go somewhere else. There we go. So 5700. Is that the class or the loco number? I'm not sure. Probably the numbers. They all got. Have they got? No, they're not numbered. So that must be the class. Yeah, I do apologise. That is the class. Yes, there's no numbers as such on this one. It is just a class. Some timetables, some authors do the oh crikey, this freight train's coming quick. Didn't notice that. Let's get these signals back. 84, 83, 79. Send out a section for that one. That freight. So I've got the passenger coming in. Freight's in the loop. I'm going to get this light engine straight up behind him. So that's 60. What have I done wrong? 69, not 68. And then 70. Right. So we've got this train passenger coming in on the down. He's obviously braking for station. So I could put 2 back. And I could send out a section for that. Right, this one is arriving. I need to uncouple this loco, which has brought this in, and re-describe it as OJ21, and also he runs later on 1631, so he's in there quite a while. This one's now crossed over. The freight train stopped. It must be quite a long train. Yeah, he's got 12 coaches on, so he's still, that's still outside number 3. You can put the signal back. I don't think it affects anything, but it just looks a bit odd. Right, he's standing at 79. Oops, that's the train intersection for this class 2 off branch or up the Weymouth line to up Main. So it's still quite a while. We have got this light engine coming across in the way, so let's put 70 back. See if 69 will go back. Yep. And 79 can go back. Right, this one in the... I want to see if I can detach the loco now. So it's right click, uncouple, and we want to make that OJ21. So I have to type that in on the keyboard, OJ21, and then let's see if we can get this loco in on the back. I'll try 46. Yep. Right, remember we've got this class 2 coming towards us. I can get the point set number 60, so I don't forget. So he leaves at 16:16. So this passenger train leaves at 16:12. Right. Right, he's just setting off on his way, so I can put 3 back. I'll put 46 back, and I'll get these points back as well. Right, I have to really offer that one on. Not got the distance off or anything for that. So it's a class 2 on the up Main. It's likely for class 2. And I'm going to quickly send train intersection for the one leaving the station. Put 6 back, and let's see if we get these signals up. 81, 80, 79, 78. Oh, quite a lot of signals. 77, 76, and 82. There. Don't know if he's got the backen or not. Backen, another terminology for a distant signal. Drop it down the chimney. It's not so important in this case because he's stopping train. Right, oh, let's get this light engine down. I forgot about him. 41 and 39. He's running around this empty coaching stock, of course. 7 can now go back. Off he goes. I'm going to use the shunt 2 command again on that engine. Stop him at 48. There's a passenger coming in now from Weymouth. Oh, of course. Oh, I could have actually run the light engine up there, can't I, really, as well? Oh well, not different ways of doing that, so I need to give 6. $39 can go back, and 41. Right, that's happening. What's happening in the goods loop? As he coupled up. That's the one we've uncoupled. No, that's the one we've uncoupled. Terminating up goods loop and attached to 9L51, so it's not attached to it. We've got no, we're just waiting loco, so let's have a look how we do that. Right click, proceed, buffered up, yeah, and then do the same again and couple. Yeah, nearly forgot to couple that. Right, so this light engine has now stopped, is he? Where is this? Yeah, he's already at signal 48. So 21, crossover, and 24 takes it back onto his coaches. Meanwhile, we've got this one coming through. 82, 81, 80 can go back. It's already past the box as well, so we can send out a section for that one. So that's on the Sparkford bell, of course. So he's now just braking for station, stops 2 minutes, and off slips away, just remembering to send train into section to route. And for that, right, is this loco? No, he's the one coming back in, so I can put 24 back and 21. He's buffered up, so I need to instruct him to couple. The locos don't always couple automatically because the simulation doesn't naturally assume it's going to be for that train. It could be just a shunt move up to some empty stock and then move somewhere else. That's out of section Sparkford for that passenger train. Right, let's just have a quick update. We've got this class 2 in the station. We've got the class 9 in the goods loop. That's the one. So we've got the light loco at this end, which is uncoupled. I've now coupled the loco onto the back, and now he's going to leave at 16, 16, and go via 48 and into the yard. So obviously we need this stock out of the way as well. Right, this stock is forming the 1625, so we could more or less, there's nothing else. Yeah, now that freight train passes after this passenger's left, so we couldn't actually get him down there. So let's select 23. I am going to use the shunt 2 command as well. 39, so it doesn't run all the way down the loop. I'm not sure how long the loop is. It will tell you. We've got 4 coaches on this local passenger train. So we've got the engine, run engine round via down platform on signal 52. When engine is reattached, which we have done, shunt to down platform via signal 14, which is 1439, forms 2P08 to Taunton depart 1625. So we can run that into the station. Once it's stopped, I can re-describe that to 2P08. And then he leaves at 1625, so it's not in that long. Meanwhile, this passenger's on his way. Put 23 back. I'm going to put 41 back. Oh, all clear 41 and 39. Right, so he can now run into the platform. 78 can go back behind this passenger. It's quite, it looks a simple simulation really, but there's quite a lot of activity going off really. You've got these trains terminating here, which makes it more interesting. You've got to deal with the stock, run around the stock, and then reform a train later on. You've got these goods trains terminating in the loop. Right, entering section to route 10, must not forget that. 77 can go back, and 39 and 41. Right, so where's he going, this passenger? Down Taunton. So right, we need to change those points. We have to do 61st and then 59. At this development time, 10 years ago, there's no facing point lock levers as such. These was introduced a few years ago, I'm not quite sure when, probably 4 or 5 years ago. So they are combined facing point lock and point at this stage. Right, this is that class 8. Let's have a look what happens to him. Down Main to down Taunton. So I can accept that. Obviously the passengers in the way for now, but it should be gone. 76 should we put back. And this needs redescribing. So to redescribe, it's quite simple. We know it's going to be 2P08. So right click. There's the option to describe. Number, it always appears down at that bottom of the screen. It'd be nice if it did it in the middle really, but I suppose it's out of the way there. So type in 2P08 and it automatically comes up, you see, 1625 to Taunton. So obviously you've got to have a look at what's booked through the station before you let this one out. If you do a silly thing and let it out in front of a train, the station master's not going to be too happy at that, and you'll see him walking down the platform with a stern look on his face. All you can do in that circumstances is put the kettle on and offer him a nice cup of tea when he comes through the door, calm him down a bit and change the subject. Sounds like a voice of experience, that, don't it? I have done that before. Right, sorry, I digress. 2 Bravo 71, he's now braking for the station. So he does stop there. It tells you where they have to stop as well. Adjacent, if there's any adjacent stations, it will come up on there because it's got the realistic slowing down and speeding up at these locations. This class 8. Well, oh, of course, we've got this passenger, so we can forget about that one. And even when he does come through, he's waiting at signal 5, and the reason is because that class 2 stops at all the stations on this down Taunton line, of course, so he'll be quite away. He'll be standing there quite a while. I suppose that would happen in real life. There'd be something stood there. Right, let me just recap. With trains leaving here, you have to remember to offer them on a good time and clear the signals, of course. Right, stop there. I was going away from us anyway. The time's this goods leave? Oh. They should have gone. 1616. Right, I've dropped a bit of a cock up there. Still, we can... is there anything booked on the up? No, really, so I can get him down. 36 and 31. Oh, I could still run in front of that that passenger train. I've got a few more minutes, haven't we, to do that? Yeah. Yes, I didn't realise he was there's no train ready to start like on the modern ones. You get a sound through your system saying train ready to start, and also you'll have little lights on the platforms. But yes, 3 minutes late, that's me not paying attention, you see. What we can do is a little crafty way to avoid delay to this passenger is run this goods right down to 28. So he's not waiting. When a train changes direction, it obviously takes them the time to slow down. You've got to change the signal, the points of signals. Then you change. Then he starts off again from scratch. Whereas if he carries on rolling, as it were, down to 28, I've got room. I've got time. 5 minutes. It's still coming out there. Start section for that passenger going away from me. And that's train intersection for this class 8. Of course, if this train was going on to the down Weymouth and there's something in the platform, you can simply run it through the goods loops and down the goods. and come out there. Right, he's braking, so I'm going to risk this one. If it goes wrong, then you're to blame, I'm afraid, again. Right, so let's clear 33. And I'm going to run it to behind 28, even though it tells me via signal 48. It won't do anything bad if I do that. Well, I'm going to click on oh, it won't let me click the shunt 2 yet. Right, it does that from time to time, so you're not quite sure where it's going. It's going to be a little bit tight, but so if I'd have run this on time, of course I would have the time. 31. I'm going to put 36 back. Will this have the shunt 2? It does now. Shunt 2 28. Right, at least it'll be out the way of the main line then, because there's nothing due to go down there till 1631, and that'll be out of the way. I'm going to offer this class 2 onto the Taunton line, which is this belt. So don't forget it. Then I can reset all these signals. Points 38. I've got to need 59. Right, so yeah, he's out of the way. So that's good. We've still got 2 minutes to spare. So we can pull the signals off for that. So we need 4 and 5. Meanwhile, he's stopped up there. So all we need to do is reverse 26 and 28, and I can route him all the way through to the downside. So that's 20 points, 27 signal, and 22. There, got away with that one. This light engine leaves at 1631, and he also comes out this way. Right, this class 8. He's obviously can't go anywhere because that passenger train's still in the way, and he's got another minute. Again, he could run the freight train around here in front of the passenger, but that would be a bit silly. You would then definitely delay that passenger. And off he goes. Right, what time do we start? 15:11. We've got to 16:25. I'll just hopefully he's still with me. It's a long. These are long videos. I suppose it's an introduction and a part playthrough as well. Right, so that one's on its way. I can put 4 signal back. He's slowing down. This one's gone in the yard, so I could put 28 back, 26. I remember to send the entrance section for this class 2, which is just leaving. Carry on with these signals. 27, 22 and 20. Right, this class 8's slowed down, so I can clear 2. Because he's not booked to stop anywhere, I will have to wait this one signal to signal or peg to peg. Another terminology, peg is another name for a signal. So again, I can't clear 3 at this moment in time because the driver could then accelerate, and 4's at danger. 5 is now. Put that one back. So it's just to keep his speed reasonable. He's not going to go anywhere anyway. He's just going to he's going to be standing at 5 signal for quite a while. Right, he's due to depart in 4 minutes. So we'll hopefully get this freight out of the way. And this light engine is going back to Yeovil on the down Weymouth. Right. So I have to remember to offer that one on. You can pull the points 36. There's nothing due on this line, is it? Till that's the next train on the up. One E12, which is passes straight through the station, and it's another one of these Penzance, Paddington, Penzance. Must have been quite a few trains at that. It's slowing down again, so I could put 2 back and clear 3. Then when he's cautioned at 4, clear 4, and he can run down to 5. I'm going to clear the signal 31. It's another 2 minutes away, but then it can leave on time. And while he's running down to 33 signal, this freight train should be out of the way. Right, he's gone past the clearing point. It would have told us it's complete. So I can send out a section for that class 8. I was braking again, so I can clear 4 signal. No, what was that? What we've just been offered? Class 8 off the Weymouth line. It stops at refuge siding. Right, well, the only refuge siding we've got is this one here, so he's actually booked to stop in there for nearly an hour. Okay, so I can accept it, of course. So how would we do that move? We'd have to go behind signal 63, so we'd be fouling this junction and then reversing into the siding. Oh, I'll see how that one goes. Signal 3 can go back. This is this freight train dropping down to the section signal at 5. So this train's just left, this passenger in front of him's just left Alfred. So it's going to be quite a while before he gets to, before I get out of section for that one. How many has he got on? 39 wagons, quite a long train. Ah, he's actually coming out the Hook Goods now, OJ21. 4 signal can go back. 38 and 59. Right, we've got the route set for this light engine. Might as well offer that one on. Clear all the signals for it, so it's on the spot for Bell. It's line clear for class 0. Give 33 and 7. Right, this freight train is now coming to a stand at that section signal. There's nothing we can do with that one now until we got out of section for this passenger, which is going to be another 15 minutes or so. Right, we've got a class 1 offered on the Up Taunton line. That's this through 1, so I can accept that. Even though I've got this train in the way, or this light loco in the way, it will be out of the way, hopefully, before we get there. 31 can go back, and 36. It's crossing over there. give up that entrance section for that. Right, let's put 33 and the crossover back. It's all set for the main line. I probably need 60 as well for this freight train to back into the up refuge. Right, every now and again, oops, let's have a look. Train into section. Right, this is this, yes, this is this class 8. Every now and again, if things are getting a little bit fraught at times, you can always press the pause and have a look at the situation you've got. So we've got 5 trains on the layout at the moment, or in the vicinity of the layout. Top to bottom, we've got a light engine now going down to on the down Weymouth, and it's now past signal 7, of course. This is the one coming on the up Weymouth for the refuge siding, which is this location there. That's the passenger stopping at all the stations on the down Taunton. We've got the class 8 freight waiting at the section signal 5, and we've got the class 1 through express. We're just waiting for a train entry section for that. Then we can offer that one on and pull all the signals throughout. Yes, it's only just at Hampton. Right, that's for the class 1, so I'm going to offer that one on. Is line clear? Line's clear, instruments gone over and signals off. 84, 83, route not set correctly. That's my fault, I've got the branch point set wrong. The freight doesn't go across there till after this passenger's gone, of course. 83, 79, 78, 77, 76, and the distant 85. Yes, good job. Interlocking must have saved a hell of a lot of lives when you think about it. We've got another train just appeared, this 2P47 auto train. Oh, interesting. We've got a push and pull. So he arrives and terminates here. Here's the local train from Taunton. Shunt to signal 31. Ah, right, so it goes inside here. Then shunt to signal 52 after passenger 1 Alpha 90. There's 52, that's down there. Shunted to down platform. Right, so yes, it basically comes there out the way, goes across there out the way, then finally the down platform and forms a later train, which is 2P10. I don't think we'll be going that far. There it is, look, 1740. The light engine coming out the downside in at 1656. Shunt engine to pick up wagons in dock. Shunt to dock siding, which is this one. Terminate, then move to dock to pick up wagons. Alright, there must be some must be some wagons in there. Oh, dock siding. Right. Now these wagons, what it's referring to, actually might be from a earlier train in the timetable, because I've done an extract from the evaluation time 1511. It's not got those wagons in place. So if you look at the timetable, there will be previous movements for that. That's the only problem with extracting or running from a later situation. Yeah, if you look through the timetable, it will have some early movements then for that. Anyway, where are we? Waiting for this got this this express is due in 2 minutes now. I've got this this freight train. Right, we've got out of section for that one. So I can now offer this class 8, which has been standing there. No, wrong bell. No, it's not that one. Sorry, I nearly made a mistake. It was the one on the down, that light engine on the down Weymouth line I've just got out of section for, not the passenger on the down Taunton. This freight train is now braking for the home signal. That should be locked by these junction points. Sometimes the interlocking is put in, sometimes it's not. But I can't clear it anyway because I want to caution that one. Yes, that's quite a long track circuit, that green one. It's lit for quite a while. That means I'm going to try and clear 81. Hopefully it's locked, but it's not. Right, so I can bring that down to 80. 85 can go back, and 84. So this one is going straight through, so it shouldn't be too long. Going through at quite a speed. As you can see, it lights all the circuits up quite quickly. 83 can go back. 79. And out of section for that one. And it's already offered that class 2. That's this push and pull entry section. Right, always he's offered me another class. It's like, alright, what's that one? Oh yes, 2B981. I'll send entry section for that one. Right, let's see where we are. 78 can go back, and 77 and 76. Right, let's get this freight. I need 60 points and 80. And I'm going to tell that. Just a minute. I will tell that freight to shunt to 63. Right, this is finally this passenger out of section of the down Taunton, and it's giving me entry section for this push and pull. And now I'm going to offer this class 8, which has been standing there. Clear the signal first, then send entry section. If you do it the other way around, it will lock the train online, will lock the release of the section signal. Right, so this freight train's coming in. I'm not sure if we have to clear 79 or not for that. Yes, he is held at 79. It's quite a long train. So I'll clear 79. He's obviously got shunt set to 63. Crikey, it is a long train. Right, what's this 2 Bravo 89? Yes, I've accepted him from Bruton. He's coming in at 1654, depart 1657, and that's the down Weymouth. That's the intersection for that express. Right, let's put 5 back. That's the freight on his way. I've got this push and pull coming in. he does stop again at these stations. Let's say he doesn't actually arrive till 1700 hours. Plenty of time for that. Right, he's actually now stopped at 63, so I'm going to put these signals back, 80 and 79, change the points, 64 and hopefully 63 will then, yep, it's setting back into the up refuge. Now we can also send out a section, can't we, for that one on the up Weymouth. Right, well, to not carry on too long. CO2. Oh yes, that's the freight. Yes, it's quite useful now again just to recap on exactly what's happening. It's easy sometimes to miss something. Right, he's backing into the start sidings. He's coming this way. He's just left Bruton. Yeah, so when we get train intersection for that one, I can offer that one on and clear the signals. Yeah, there's nothing in that section, which is just done now. So right, I can offer that one on. So that's the Sparkford Bell is likely for class 2 and clear the signals. I'll just should have used the lever frame. Just put 64 back. He's inside that freight train lot. Doesn't depart till 74.2, so he just stables there for some reason. Right, back to this passenger. 2, 3, 6, 7. Distant doesn't apply again, just to remind you why I've not cleared that. Right, he always say it's going to be quite a while, that one. So what's this one coming out? Oh right, yes, these wagons aren't there. Terminates in dock siding. So he's coming from the down siding, shoot to dock siding via 70. So he'll come down here, down there, behind this signal, then into the dock siding. He terminates in there, then he moves to the dock to pick wagons. Say these would be there from a previous movement. So I can't carry on anyway with this one after that. So I think the evaluation will finish any time now. But hopefully you are encouraged or think, yes, it's quite good, this one. I think we'll buy this one. So you to decide on that. Right. Yes, he's they're coming at some speed. There's another 3 minutes before he arrives yet. So I say there's plenty of time between these stations. Some of the simulations, like the Stoke boxes, the boxes that close together, there's probably only half a mile between them, so you're constantly offering trains on. Oh, is it the circuit already? I'll get 20 points set, so I'll get this light engine coming out shortly. Breaking down for station. 2 can go back. In reality, I think the signalman would wait until he's past the signal box, check the tail lamp, send out a section. Depends what else you've got about. The next one on down main is this 8B94, which goes into down sidings. I'll put 3 back. Sometimes the guards would get out the back, well, get out the train and show the signal, if the signalman can see it. Say if the box was on the other side of the line, he'd just wave the tail lamp at him. That's another way of indicating it's complete. Anyway, we'll send out a section for that one because we can. Right, he's 3 minutes stopping there. This class 2's just arrived at Alford. That class 8's going away from me is Kyneton Mandeville. Oops. Accept train OL61 from down siding. Yes, we can do that, and we can clear the signal. This is the shunt to the dock siding. And bring it down to 17, then wait for this passenger to go. And 5 minutes, we've got this class 2. This push and pull's just left the next station at Alford. See him on there. In reality, I think sometimes the station staff would ring the boxes. There might have been an instruction. They just ring if there's any station staff there. Of course, I'm not sure if it was manned or not. I suppose in this time it would be 54. I would just ring the signal box up and tell you his train's just left the station. I'll get that one arrived at 5 o'clock, and then I think we'll call it a day. Right, 16 can go back across over. The engine's braking for signal. There's the push and pull coming in. If you remember, that circuit's quite a long way. Obviously we need 60 points setting correctly. These two away in a minute. So since this passenger train is booked to stop, I was just off our way, just the class 2 is just leaving there. Since he's booked to stop at the station, there's no reason why I can't clear the signal, so I'm going to clear 84, 83 and 79. Remember, when he's terminated, he goes into the upwards loop. Oh, yeah, this is off on his way. That's that one. Oops, that one. Right, we can give Sparkford train intersection. Put 6 back. I could put 59 back. Change 21. And get this light engine out the siding. He's going behind 70, so I will again use the shunt 2 command on that one. Behind 70 signal. Center section for that freight which was standing there, if you remember, quite a while. Is finally finally cleared the block. This is this push and pull. You've got the P in the brackets, which means a push and pull, and 2 coaches. Right, let's get 7 back. 17 can go back. That crossover can go back 21, and he'll be stopping up behind 70 very shortly. Passengers just coming into the station now. So 84 can go back. 83, we can send out a section on that one. This light engine is terminating the dock siding, which is this one here, so we need 68. No, sorry, 69. Then 68. Yeah, that seems all set. Just put 79 back. Dock siding, yeah, so 70. And there he goes. Right, again to recap, we've got this class 2 on his way down on the down Weymouth. Oh, interesting. Oh yes, we've got another. This is the 1 Alpha 90. I'll accept that. It's a good job we've got an out at home, because I've got this one coming across. Oh, I've got that one in there as well. Better move him out of the way. He has terminated, gone to 50. 0 Zulu 1, so I'm going to get 36 and 46, move him out of the way. That's why he does that move, to get so that class 1 can come through. Right, I am going to stop that, or finish that there. Just put these points back. I say that loco's in the dock siding, so he's moving into the upgoods. So yeah, and then we've got this class 1 who we're getting train entry section for that one shortly. So I will pause that at 17:02. I've run it for nearly a couple of hours now. So I hope you've enjoyed the video and learnt something new. Hopefully you think it's a worthwhile purchase. I think it is. Personally, I think it's quite an interesting layout. Got a lot of things happening really. And say, if you have enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. I always encourage people to subscribe. That way you can be notified when there's a new video come up. I've not done one for a while now because I've had a lousy cough and cold, to be honest with you, and trying to do a video with the constant coughing is not very enjoyable to listen to. So again, we'll see you some other time, and thanks for watching. Bye for now then. Cheers.